Welcome back to the channel. My name is Douglas, and in today's MPC Key Quick Tip, we're going to be talking about using the punch in, punch out feature. And if you're not familiar with what punch in, punch out is, it's basically picking a location, a start and an end location in your track. And when you record, it only records during that start to end period of the track that you define. So it's called punching in and punching out, and you define those points ahead of time, and then you record. You can play along with the already recorded piece, and it just kind of punches in the recording where you set and punches out, so you don't have to make sure to hit the button in exactly the right place, although you could do that, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. So let's jump over to the MPC Key. Let's check this feature out. So over here, I first want to talk about the difference between recording and overdubbing, because this plays into why you would want to use punch in and punch out. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to do just a quick 8-bar recording of this synth sound. And we've got 135 beats per minute. Let's go over to grid, and we'll be able to see the notes record as we go. So we're going to start off by hitting record. And what record is going to do is it's going to record the notes, but it's also going to erase anything that's there. No problem, because nothing's there right now. Overdub is only going to replace the notes that we replay, or it allows us to add notes to what we already recorded. So we're going to press record, play, we're going to get a 4-beat count in, and then we're going to record our 8 bars of synth. So what it did there is it automatically switched to overdub mode as soon as it looped around into the second time through. And the reason it goes to overdub is it allows you to then add notes to what you've already played. And so you'll notice here that we have these notes that were recorded. And if we used overdub, if we played the exact same notes again, it would re-record those notes with the new way we played them. If we play different notes, it's going to add those in. So I'm going to go overdub, and then I'm going to add some additional notes in here, maybe up in the high end here. So let's scroll down a little bit. So as you can see with overdub, it's adding to what we already played. Now let's go over to our position here, and we can use these buttons here to move by the bar or by the individual beat within the bar. Let's go to here, and let's actually do record instead of overdub, and watch what's going to happen. It's going to replace everything on this track as it moves through. So I'm going to go record, play. And watch, it starts to erase the notes that I've played. I'm going to hit undo and bring that back. I did have one bad note in here. If we just go here and we play this, I only want this note right here. So we can go in, we can select that note, we can hold shift, and we can cut that out of there. So if we go back, I'm happy with that. So we go back to our view here, scroll down, and that gives you an idea of record versus overdub. Now, technically, we could punch in and out by just tapping record and then switching back to overdub. So for example, if I want to replace these notes here, let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to hit record as soon as I get to here. And so I essentially was doing like a manual punch in, punch out. I'm going to undo that again. And what that did is when I was playing it and I hit record, it started recording everything, all of the notes, clearing what was there. Switch back to overdub, I could add to it. Switch back to record, and again, I could replace what was there. And so you can alternate back and forth. But it's not very user-friendly because I can't play along with what I already played and kind of fit that in without having to reach up and hit record. That's where punch in, punch out comes in. So what we can do to get to this is we can use our transport controls here to find the exact location within our track. So we have 3 bar, 4 beat, tick 48. And so as we move through here, you'll notice that these change. And so what we're gonna wanna do is we're going to wanna define our punch out first, because we can't define a punch in that's later than our punch out. So what we wanna do is re-record this little run right here. So I'm just going to expand that, and just so you can see that a little bit better. And what we're gonna do is note here, we're on bar 5, beat 1, tick 0. So we're gonna tap on locate, and in our punch out, we're gonna say bar 5, beat, I already forgot what it was, beat 1, and then tick 0. So that's our punch out. And then our punch in, we want on 4, 1, 0. So back to locate, we're gonna go 4, 1, 0. And we're gonna tap on this punch in, punch out button here. So what this is gonna do now is you'll see there's a red bar up here in the timeline, and that's showing us where it's going to record. So we're gonna rewind back to the beginning. We're gonna tap on record, but it's only going to record when it hits this one place up here. And the nice thing is we can play along with this, and it's not gonna mess up what we already played until we get to this punch in side, and then it's gonna record whatever we're playing. So let's go ahead and record, play, and we could play along with this. So now you'll notice it re-recorded those notes there. If we go and play this. And I was a little late on that, so we're actually going to rewind back, and let's try that again. So I must be hitting my note a little bit early there. So I'd want to move my punch in point just a little bit earlier. And let's go ahead and we can do that very easily by just walking this back to 3, maybe 3, 3. It's a little bit too far. Let's go 3, 4, go back. Yeah, I think that'll work. So it'll punch in there. So we're gonna go return, record, play. So now we have that note in there, and if we play this back, and there you go. We've easily punched in, punched out by just jumping to locate, tapping on our punch out first, setting that, and then setting our punch in. We can easily jump in and out of that screen. And then if we don't want the punch in feature to work, we just go back to off and we go back to here. So I hope that gives you a good idea of how to use the punch in, punch out on the MPC Key 61. I wish that they allowed you to kind of set the punch in, punch outs a little bit quicker instead of having to kind of keep track of where you need it to be, go into locate, do your thing. I wish there was a quick function, and maybe they'll add that in a future firmware release, but a quick function to just do punch in and go to the place you want to punch out. Even just holding on the screen, having a little menu to punch in and punch out. If you hold on the timeline, that would be really cool. Something you can do in DAWs and stuff like that. Really cool if you could do that within here, but at least they provide you with the ability to punch in, punch out. So if you've got any questions, throw those down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got a lot of great videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, stay inspired, and keep making that music.